There is no triangulation in celestial navigation. So it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation. So it is actually triangulation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation to the GP. So you can draw it on your chart, draw a line there, and then you do it for all three, and you get your intersection. So it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation.
Are you serious? Are you...
The double-speaking, McBooger-eating, ball-tarred bum sniffer wouldn't know what the sextant or celestial navigation were if they climbed up his arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in concertina wire.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
What the hell did you just say?
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
Say what?
Yes, a gas giant bounces radar.
How in the world can a
Gas giant
be
solid enough? So yeah, I don't know.
you dumbass cracker?
You are so dumb. Damn.
All right. Welcome to the show, guys. Back again. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Disclaimer for today, this is going to be a test. I think I got my computer fixed. A couple other people think I got my computer fixed, but it's not fixed until she goes live. Now, if she clicks off, I will not attempt to get back online again. And I will be out until I fix the computer again. Just to let you guys know. All right? So let's check it out. Let's see who we got in Discord. I see the beautiful Betty Van Velsen in Discord.
You do, huh?
Yes, I do.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, you said you were going to be on, so I had to be there as your sidekick.
Yeah, where's the rest of everyone else? They've been clamoring and just agitating me to get back on, and they're not here.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe they got the time wrong. Maybe the cat ate the homework, or
Tugged on Superman's cape.
what else is sort of excuses? Is there a book of excuses for this as well?
Yeah, there is a book of excuses for everything.
Yeah, I think on archery too, right?
Yes, there is. I already got them written up. They're in my back pocket.
Yep. So what's the first on the list?
You know the first one. I used the wrong pen. Of course, I only have a fiber or a single aiming spot, but that's just the way it is. That's how that's how it works.
So you don't want to be pinned down. Huh?
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't like pins. They break up my view. So I have a center drilled lens with a piece of fiber in it, and as soon as the sunlight, it's wrapped around the outside of the scope, and as soon as the sunlight or any ambient light, the best is sunlight. Even if it's overcast or getting towards evening, it'll still fire up. Yeah.
I would think that instead of a dot, you could use an X, maybe. Like an X, like
Nah, I don't
X,
like.
X marks the spot.
Nah, I don't like X's, and some of the targets have X's on them, so you have an X over an X.
Well, now you have a dot over a dot. That makes sense.
It gets redundant. So, but I got a little circle decal in, and my fiber is center drilled. I push it through the center of that larger circle, so it's really quite appealing.
So you got a dot and a circle.
I got a dot and a circle. Yes, I do. But this dot's illuminated, right? The circle
doesn't.
the circle isn't illuminated. It just gives a darker boundary, so there's a contrast. I like that.
Okay. Well,
Now,
enough about archery.
no, it's not enough.
Let's talk about archery some more.
Am I late?
Oh, brother.
There he is. Hey, New Yorker, how are you doing?
Boy, have I missed this time.
Well, you could miss it if you don't pay attention, right?
He got plenty of warning. I put this out yesterday or the day before yesterday. This has been a couple days that I made sure I highlighted the time and said, listen, guys, we're going to be back up on Tuesday. So there's no excuse. And it went out a number of times.
Oh, yeah, I was ready for 2 o'clock. I just got here late.
How can I be?
I was doing something. I couldn't get to my phone, and it was dead, so I was charging it to be ready for 2 o'clock. So I'm fully charged and 7 minutes late. Let's get it on.
yeah, all right.
So what did we miss, Neil, when we were not live here? Did we miss something?
Neil!
What was that? I hear you. What'd you say? I missed that.
We were not live, so I thought we wanted to know what we were missing when we were not there. Any new things on the new flat Earth front?
Yeah, dielectric acceleration and ether. QE knows.
That's not new.
That's all they got. They're coming back around with it.
No, that's all they got. No, that's not the ball tarts. All right.
Well, they are going back to boats falling over the horizon. They're going back to that one. They're going backwards.
They've been doing that since 2015. I just want to say hello to everyone out in the chat. Thanks a lot for hanging in there with me. Some funny comments about cowbell. Yeah, there's cowbell here, man. It's SOP, standard operating procedure. As soon as the show goes live, it's like cowbell. There's cowbell automatically inherent in it. Just want to let you know. So I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank all my Patreons. I don't have the list right now, but I want to thank you guys for hanging in there. I know like I said, I had computer problems. It was a combination of things that took a little time. Number one, my computer guy, he was just swamped, so it took him time to get to me, especially after it went out when he was on vacation, and he was already backlogged. And then figuring out what might be the problem, and we all came together, not only my computer guy, but a couple guys online. Anthony, shout out to Anthony, that we thought it was the power unit. And I know somebody online or in chat, a few times I noticed that they said, it's the power unit. They kept on saying that. I didn't blow that off. I kept that back in my mind. I said, okay. And the committee all agreed that it was the power. So he had to order that. And obviously in these times, if you ever tried to order anything, you know what's going to happen. It's going to take a while. And that's exactly what it did. So that's the full story, and I'm sticking to it. I just want to state that if it does go out again, then you know that it wasn't the power unit. It's something else. And I will be out until I find out what that problem is and get that fixed. Just so you know. All right. We're all caught up. Yes? No? Maybe?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking
Well, let's
anyone.
hope that don't happen.
Yep. So we got fiber oats out there hanging out. I thought I seen James May's name pass by. Where'd you go, James? Yeah, there he is. He's right up there. What's up, James? Yeah, so again, shout out to all the Patreons that stuck with me. I know times are tough, man. I got it. Friggin' inflation, it's killing us, man. It really is. We're having to make adjustments and stuff. But these guys, like I said, are like rocks. They're hanging in there with me, and I appreciate it. So does my wife, by the way. So thanks again. All right. What else we got?
What else we got?
Somebody said in the chat. Psh.
That's funny.
You don't know how funny that is, Flat the Curve, because that's been an ongoing thing between me and Betty over the past few weeks.
Yeah, he showed me those videos of that strange guy in a what was it? Sports center, fitness center, going at these big guys, and then say, "Oh, I do that in my sleep," and then he just push.
It's Ed Bassmaster, right? He is hilarious, and Betty and I, it was funny because she psh my pish, right?
Is that allowed?
Yeah, I told her, she said something to me, and I said psh, and it was in text, and she returned a psh. So I said, "You can't psh my psh."
This is a really strange conversation.
It was really funny when it happened, though. It happened organically. That's what was so funny about it.
How's the guy's name? What?
Ed Bassmaster?
Bassmaster?
Yeah, just Bassmaster, just how it sounds.
Oh, okay.
The fisherman?
No, he's not a fisherman. No, it's just his name. Flatten the Curve. This is too funny. Life has become boring since I bought new washers. Are you making fun of my semi-Pittsburghese? That's too funny because we definitely have our own little tint on things up there in Pittsburgh for some reason. We have sort of our own vocabulary. And I haven't
don't mention Pittsburgh.
I haven't outgrown it.
Please.
Just hold off, Neil. I haven't outgrown it. I've been away for a very long time, but it's like it's dug in like a Alabama dick. Go ahead, Neil.
Why would you mention Pittsburgh?
Because that's where I was born.
Yeah, but knowing that the Penguins just went up 3-1 on my Rangers.
Oh, crap. I haven't been watching any hockey. Yeah,
Well,
thanks.
You should.
Yeah.
I was just going to say you should because I think they're pushing for their last cup. They can get past the Rangers. They're going to do it.
Is Crosby getting old?
He looks like he's freaking rejuvenated. He's all over the ice. It's like 5 of them.
Yeah. He just needs a good supporting cast, man. Yeah, I missed hockey. I've been missing a lot of stuff lately. I'm so busy now. I know everyone wants to hear this, but that's why. Okay, update on the schedule too. There is no BALLBUSTERS. As everything goes good. Let's just say that everything goes good today. The show happens without incident. There is no BALLBUSTERS this Saturday. There'll be a BALLBUSTERS the next Saturday. This Saturday, my daughter's flying in from Europe. She's been in Europe for the past couple months. And there's a crappie cook-off on Saturday. So I'm not going to be able we're not going to do it for this Saturday. So it'll be the next Saturday. And I think we're going to I talked to Nathan about it, and he wants to get back into science again. Now, in the interim, another idea was because I was going to do gravity because gravity seems to be peering back up again, and spectroscopy. Those are the two that's outstanding. I think I might take those, the gravity and the spectroscopy, and do those on QE Live. Somebody gave me, like Betty gave me an idea, not to do, full presentations because they're quite long. So that's the general plan, just to give you an idea so you're not surprised either the timing or the content going forward. So you guys are all up to date.
Let me ask you a question about spectroscopy. Is
Yep.
that science?
Spectroscopy itself? No.
Yes.
No.
Thank you.
Nope. Nope. It's measurement. It's existence. It's answering the what is question. Not that it's not true. Depending on what spectroscopy you're associated, because number one, people can't even say the term, right? It's hilarious. Number two, it depends on what you mean by spectroscopy, because a lot of people have this idea, they're wiki ideas, or they've heard it somewhere, and they think spectroscopy is pointing a telescope at a friggin' fairy tale second law of thermodynamics violation. Now, if you've seen my presentations on spectroscopy before, you know that that's a fairy tale farce, right? Now, but if you're talking about atomic emission and atomic absorption spectroscopy that's done, in a spectrometer, that's a little different story. Hope everyone got that.
Poppy.
Copy. I thought you said poppy.
I copy Poppy.
Copy. Who else we got in here? Gregory James, it's been a while, sir. How's it going?
Hello.
Is that it?
Hello.
Ah, there you go. You cleared your throat. Hello. Is that it?
Did you have a question?
Damn, man, he's all business. I just want to leave you out there, give you the floor, see if you had something to say.
I'm just here to listen and answer questions.
Okay. If we have a question, we'll definitely get back with you.
Okay.
Matt Will East.
Yo, hi.
Hi.
What's up, everybody?
What's
it's
up?
good to hear the show back on.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it is good to be back on. And I actually didn't even struggle with it.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was surprised. It's just natural. It's like muscle memory, right? Because I've done it so many times that it just, I didn't even hit any wrong buttons.
Sweet, man. Dude, I got a question. I mean,
Betty can answer.
Well, hi, Betty. It's good to hear you too.
Hey, thanks. And don't mind Control Racer. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm trying to wrap my head. Like, I'm on the Globe Terminator website.
Yeah.
And under the proofs of the creator, like the number 2, the quantum mechanics.
Yep.
Like, observe a phenomenon. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this, and understand it better. And I got to do some due diligence on the vocabulary that's used here.
Okay.
But like, phenomenon, like photons, elementary particles, atoms, molecules exhibit both wave-like and particle behavior.
Yes.
Like I guess my first question would be like, where do I observe? Like, how do I observe this?
Yeah, it was observed many, many moons ago. It's called diffraction.
Okay.
Do yourself a favor. You can type in diffraction in nature in any search engine, and there you go.
Will do.
Yep. So the observed natural phenomena, and it depends. If it's just getting into the double slit experiment, it's diffraction. If you get into any of the delayed choice quantum, see, that's a different experiment. The delayed choice quantum eraser experiment. Now they're 2 steps in after the diffraction part. They're trying to figure out what is causing the diffraction versus the what they call a column pattern.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a vocabulary lesson with this.
Listen, and it was identified many, many moons ago by Werner Heisenberg. It was either Heisenberg or Schrodinger that said the biggest hurdle in quantum mechanics is vocabulary. Because,
really?
Yeah, it's even written. I'll see if I can remind me. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll post it to you. Because our language, it seems our language is not up to snuff with describing it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it was noted way back in the day from the very beginning. So there's a lot of confusion right there. So you're not off the mark.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand it and how, like, we're talking about photon guns and the knower, the which path, the particle, lights a particle.
Yep.
Like, lights a particle, not a wave. And, like, I'm just trying to understand all these things.
Yeah, seeing with the delayed choice quantum eraser, they're not even answering that question anymore. They already knew hundreds of years ago that it was a particle. They're not even asking that question. They're asking another question. They're asking the question, what causes the diffraction versus a column pattern? Follow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't follow.
Yeah, that question's back there with the pretender clown flat earthers. Still, they're back like nearly 100 years ago back there. They're still asking that question. I guess they think if they keep on asking the same question over and over again that's already been reconciled 100 years ago, it gives it some type of veracity and it doesn't make them look like complete dumbasses. I got a shocking surprise for you. You're pretender clown dumbasses.
Okay.
Not you, Maddie. What you know?
No, I get it. Yeah.
There, you got my blood flowing already. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Yeah, but with that, then they ask you, show me a molecule, show me this, and show me that, show me an atom.
That's that we can do that now. That's doable.
They seem to think, this is what I've been getting, that if you use anything that's man-made, let's say in an experiment, that you think it's not valid.
No, that's stupid, clumsy. Exactly. We squared this away. See, Arwen, I'm not dogging you out, Arwen. Arwen had a big problem with this in the beginning. It just took him a while, and once he got it, he goes, "Oh, I got it now," because it doesn't have really anything to do with that. The key to that statement about man-made things, because you need man-made things in experiments, because that's what an experiment is made out of. But anyway, it's really easy. The important point is that the natural phenomena, the dependent variable, has to be natural, not the equipment you're using to evaluate that natural phenomenon. Follow? Yeah.
That's exactly what I said in chat, because that comes up a lot. Oh, it's man-made. What is he talking about it for?
What's man?
Idiot.
Diffraction isn't man. It can be man-induced, but diffraction itself doesn't have to be man-made. No. Nope. Like I said, if you want to try it, just put diffraction in nature, right? And that can answer all your questions, and then we can move on and talk about other stuff. Right? Maybe the deeper things. Yeah.
That'll be the day.
That'll be the day. That you what?
Die.
Yeah. Who sang that? Was that Buddy Holly?
Correct.
I got to get back and listen to that song. I can hear it in. Go ahead, Betty.
Yeah, I saw a super chat going by. So.
Oh, you did? Fight first. My wife's going to love me again. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I missed it. Bye, bros. Thanks, man. Honey.
Great. The show is back up, he says.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, we've been lighting the loafers in that area. Maybe people will start rallying around you. Let's go!
Lighting the loafers? What's that?
The what?
That expression, I never heard of that.
What expression?
Lighting the loafers?
A little bit lighting the loafer. Yeah. It's a Dutch expression.
The what?
It's a Dutch expression.
Then I would have known. Jeez. Like,
Jeez. If you do that too much, I can't do it too much because Nathan will come by and he can't stand plosives, right? So
the what?
he can't stand plosives. That's when the P and the S's and they get a bad sound over the audio. Right? So
well,
he
has other problems now, so
he's conditioned me. He's made me so paranoid of it, right? That while I'm talking, I can't be natural. I have to think when a P's coming.
you have to think about when the pee is coming.
Yeah, and back away from the mic a little
Everybody has
bit.
to do that, right?
Say again.
Everybody has to do that. Then you have to go to the bathroom.
yeah. There you go. That's out of context, baby.
No, it's a joke.
Yeah, I know it was a joke.
Jokes can't be out of context.
That's what makes jokes jokes.
Exactly.
So back to the plosives. So just like I did there, I kind of reared back a little bit and used more of my chest voice instead of my lips.
Oh.
So
you changed the way you sound because of Nathan?
It's just not because it's the
To change you after all.
it's just the power of suggestion. I just do it as a defense mechanism, so I don't have to hear him complaining about it.
Defense mechanism? For what?
Yeah. So I don't have to put up with him complaining to me about it.
Oh, come on, are you afraid of Nathan?
So
Since when are you afraid of Nathan?
So it's just so he doesn't harass me.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Does that surprise you? We never talked about this. These are the deeper things.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And after such a long time, it finally comes out, huh? I saw him live yesterday, premiering something really late, I think, about a GoFundMe or something.
Who, Nathan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a late show now that he premieres late shows. He's got so much material that off the show that he runs a late show. Yeah, it's pretty late. It's like 9 or 10 o'clock my time.
Maybe that's the best time for him because I don't know.
I don't think it's the best time for him, but there's us Americans over here that are still awake, so he gets an audience. Definitely.
Yeah, but how about the kids are asleep and he can finally do something?
Yeah, he could. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't attend those, because I think he's a night owl also. But yeah, I've been kind of busy during the evenings lately, so I haven't been. I always catch up with all those things late.
Since when does he do these late night shows then?
I think he started a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And like I said, he's just got so much content that that he has to put it out somewhere, right? So.
Well, I thought that yesterday or the time that I saw him, he was e-begging for something.
Well, no, he's been having computer. See, you haven't been keeping up with the flat Earth debate. He has computer problems.
Is that a flat Earth?
Yeah,
Well,
this gets.
I suppose so, because you had problems with your computer as well.
Yeah. So we have the same
I sense a conspiracy. There's a conspiracy going. They are after the computers of the flat earthers.
Well, he has the same processor that I have, so we share that. But I think he has a much more robust system than mine, and it requires. I'm trying to be technical about it. Listen, I don't know what the hell he's got. But all I know, it's just it's more robust than mine, and requires, how would you like to say, a little more technical support.
Well, not only that, I think for money as well.
Well, that gets very, as you know, listen, it's no secret. Computer parts and computers, you're talking that'll dig into you.
Well, I thought that there was a shortage on chips and graphic cards.
Yeah. And that drives the price up, and then waiting to get those delivered is another problem. So, yeah. So, I'm sorry, I rumpushed you with the yeah. What did you say?
I said and installed.
And
Basically,
installed. Right, exactly.
Okay.
But I think he could do most of that stuff himself. He's got a background in that, whereas I'm a numpty. I don't let me get inside that computer. Just don't do it.
Oh, don't let me get inside the whole numpty business. I thought, well.
Don't let
Why
you
does
get...
this dude, hey, Quantum Eraser, why does this dude keep saying sand doesn't conform to his container?
What?
This is what he's saying. Like, I don't know where you live, Quantum, but I'm in fucking the Garden of Eden, right?
Hey,
So
watch
like
with the F-bomb. Hold up with the F-bombs. Watch with the
Okay, when I
F-bombs.
put sand into a container, right, it conforms to the surfaces of the container. So you witnessed this too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Earth by definition takes the shape of its container. Thank you.
He thinks Earth takes the shape of its container. He thinks Earth's in a container. He came on the show
It
with
has
this.
to be. If it wasn't in a container, it wouldn't conform to anything.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going with this with sand. I think he's trying to somehow associate it with gases. A lot of people do it with liquids, and you're still not there just yet, even though liquids kind of require a container also. But it's actually the gases. That's the key point. What's up, Brian?
We went through it. He thinks.
Hey, Neil, your name's not Brian.
Sorry.
Hey, Kiwi. Hey, Betty. Hey, Neil. Hey, everyone. How are things? Sorry I'm late.
You're okay, man. Thanks for coming.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay, Neil, go ahead.
I was trying to tell you, he came on the show in the morning saying that Earth takes the shape of its container. Nathan questioned him, do you mean gas? He said, no, Earth.
Earth takes the shape of its container?
Of course it does.
That's just trolling.
What is
Okay,
I rest my case.
Hold on. When you put soil into a pot to grow some weed, right? You're telling me that the soil doesn't conform to the surfaces of its container?
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be in a container.
I'm not saying yes, it does. Where would it go if the container wasn't there?
There's no container for my dirt outside.
Wait a minute.
How can you prove that there's no container?
How can how can I prove the non-existence of something?
No, I'm saying if no one's reached, hold on, if no one's reached the bottom, then how can we prove that there isn't a bottom?
Well, define a container. Hold on, Betty.
Yeah, I wanted to know what the container was for the Earth. Are we living in a giant pot of
Okay,
sand?
so if you want me to define container, I would just say something that holds something.
I didn't hear you.
Wow.
I said something that holds something.
Something that holds something. I can hold the... Betty's starting to laugh already.
Something that you can place stuff in.
That's not... Nah. You can place stuff in my hand.
Hey, by
Yeah,
the
but
way,
your hand's a container, right?
Can you pour it in my hand for a dime?
I can put a dime in your hand.
Somebody got that. Yeah.
did we ask him a question in the first place?
Did we ask who a question?
Oh, Gregory James. I thought that he was only going to say something when we asked something.
Ooh, she got you, Gregory.
All right. Let's continue.
I think he's talking about like as a whole that all the rock and earth, soil, everything would have to be within the same container as the gases and water is and whatever. We don't know what about the rock and the soil and stuff. We don't know where the boundary is for any of that or anything like that. I understand the question, but all we do know is we definitely need containment for gas. That's a definite.
Yeah.
You know, the water can be contained by the rock and the soil, but whether the rock and the soil is contained, I don't know. There could be water outside the rock and soil. You know, it's like there could be rock and soil outside that water then, and more water outside that. I just don't know where that container would be, but I understand his question, but from a physics point of view, we definitely need containment for gas.
Yes. I'd like to stick with the gases to stay on topic. whenever you do that. If some numpty comes up and says you need a container, yeah, I'd just blow them off. Go ahead, Betty.
Sticky gases. Huh? Stick to the gases. Sticky gases.
Sticky gases. That's a new one.
Did you know that there's an influencer out there that sells her farts in a jar?
Can you run that by me one more time?
It's a container as well.
Would you mind saying that? Just run it by me one more time. Say that. Say that again.
There's an influencer out there, a woman, and she sells her farts in a jar.
No, number one, what's an influencer?
Oh, that's a lady that is on TikTok and Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
You're an influencer, Kiwi.
Yeah, but I don't put any farts in jars, man.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
So, Kiwi, if Earth is not a solid, what is it?
You're gonna continue down this road, James. It's not gonna end well.
If Earth is not a solid, what is it?
If I didn't say Earth wasn't a solid.
I'm saying if Earth is not a solid, what is it?
I didn't make any claims whether the Earth was this, that, or the other thing.
Well, NASA's got what, 4 states of matter?
That's not NASA.
Who's got it?
That's just 4 states of matter. It was here long before NASA.
So if Earth is not in one of those 4 states, what is it?
Earth is in a number of states. It depends on how you define Earth. Well, Earth is probably soil, if I was to take a jab at her. So in that context, it would be solid.
I would say it's a collection of elements that compose up a material.
Yeah, it depends on how you define Earth, like I just said.
Yeah, that's why I gave you the definition.
Well, it's not your definition, Gregory. It's how it's defined.
Well, we speak English, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the definition.
No, that's not the definition. That's the definition you gave it.
I didn't give it that definition.
Yes, you did. Citation,
That's
please.
Merriam-Webster. Yeah, Merriam-Webster.
Well, cite it. That's fine. I'm good with it. Go ahead and put it in here so I can read it out. We'll get into the nitty gritty.
I got you.
Hey, we got Nathan here. Hey,
What's up, Nathan?
And then
Subscribe to Nathan Oakley 1980 and Nathan Oakley.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Hey, make sure you're in BALLBUSTERS live stream. And Nathan took off too. You little stinker.
Yeah, he needs more subscribers.
There you go.
Essential nature, essence, a fundamental or characteristic part of or quality. See full definition. Well, I don't want to click the link. Definition of material. No, that's the definition of substance.
Yeah, but substance is in essence composed of elements, and then the earth would be a material that is composed of said elements.
Well, yeah, I wanted Earth first, so let's do Earth.
Dry land.
This is going to get tedious. But
well, you could say, psh. And be done with it.
Gregory's not going to let me do the psh and just be done with it. I got a feeling about that, so I'll have to go look it up. So, right off the gate, this is from Cambridge, a planet, the planet on which we live. All right, we'll throw that one out. Number 2, the substance of the land, surface, or soil. Like I said, soil. Yeah, so we'll stick with that one. Okay, I'm good.
Substance.
All right. We'll stick with that one. That's fine.
Well, cactus grows from sand, right?
Cacti?
They grow from sand, right?
I've seen cacti grow in a couple different soils, but I'm sure they grow in sand.
Okay, so then sand would be an adequate soil for cultivation, correct?
I say that one more time.
I said so sand would be an adequate soil for cultivation, correct?
Adequate soil for
stuff grows out of sand, correct?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay, so because of that, it's soil, which means it's earth.
Okay. What about water on the earth? Is that still earth or no?
Water is water.
That's profound.
Sand isn't soil. Soil is soil. Things
Yes.
might grow out of sand, but sand is not soil.
Exactly. Because soil is like richer with all kinds of minerals.
Lucky for us, we have a
Yeah.
book called a dictionary, right? So that's great. Thank God for that.
Yeah, but sand and soil are defined differently. Sand is not defined as soil.
Like I
It's a
said,
matter of
and,
things.
and then
Things
Brian's
grow
logic,
things grow out of water too, but water is also not soil.
and then Brian's logic, we can use dry land that covers all of it. Thank you.
It's like you don't want me to be involved in this.
No, you're fine.
I know I am.
Infinite regress.
This is gonna go nowhere, Gregory. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Well, like I said, when people go to the beach, which is an ordinary occurrence, right? We can agree that ordinarily people go to the beach. So when they take a step in the sand and they walk down the coast, right, and they look backwards and they see their footprints in the sand, that means by definition the earth is not a solid. So is it a liquid? Is it a gas? Is it plasma? If it's not one of those four, what is it?
What? No. That means the Earth is not a solid?
Yeah, that's the definition of solid.
Huh?
Yeah, under an ordinary amount of pressure, if an object or substance changes its shape or size, by definition, it's not a solid. So I'll give you an example. When you throw a pair of dice down the
that's
craps
a
table,
bunch of bullshit right there.
no, hold on. I'll give you an example. and
Solid.
After my example, you can call it bullshit or not, correct? So I'll give you an example. So I throw my pair of dice down the craps table, and they don't change size or shape. They just bounce off the wall, and they remain, right? But if I take a handful of earth or sand or dry land and throw it down the craps table, it's going to change size and shape, correct?
Wholly incorrect.
Of course, it's going to change size and shape. The earth is going to go all over the craps table, and it's not a solid because of that.
Somebody said wholly incorrect. Welcome, Adam. Go ahead, Adam.
Evening, guys.
Evening, sir. Welcome.
Just stick with sand, because then we're not dealing with lots of other stuff, but just stick with it. Calcium silicon oxide, and you've got, 100 million bits of them, and you throw them down the table as you said. All you do is distribute those 100 million bits. None of them change shape. If you had 100 million dice, it's the same principle. None of them are changing shape.
Well, I mean, I see your point, Adam, but by definition, that's not true because a singular grain of sand cannot grow a cactus.
This is really strange. I'm going to put an end to this relatively quickly because it's really stupid. Not you're stupid, Gregory, but the conversation is stupid. It has no point.
Okay, well, the truth isn't stupid, QE. Have a nice day.
Yeah, bye. Fucking.
This is what we got.
Yep.
But the grain of sand is a solid. Yeah, I don't. He should. I mean, I don't know what the point of what he was trying to say. I mean, if he just
didn't
came
have
at it
one.
in a different way. Yeah.
He thinks Earth is in a container in a flower pot, I think.
Nathan said, ask him what foam is.
People get super skeptical and then get off the rails somehow.
Yes, exactly, Betty. You're all over it. Yep.
I mean, there's not only sand. There's so much other sort of elements there, right? I mean, how can you just put it all in a jar?
So yeah, we can move on. We don't need to spend any. It was painful enough as it was. So Sleeping Warrior. So
it kept us off of archery and food.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. So Sleeping Warrior says, so the fact this live show is running means Sleeping Warrior was right about the cause of QE's dodgy effect. You're counting your chickens before they're hatched, sir. Because, I mean, it's running fine now. That doesn't mean in 5 seconds it's not going to click off. So I would just relax right there, brother.
Have you started your slideshow?
I haven't. I just been putting up slides. I've been dipping my toe in
Mm. Okay, so you didn't put it to the max, right?
I didn't. I'm not pushing it just yet.
Go on, run a YouTube video, stretch it, stretch it.
Push it to the limit. I do those things with other disciplines. Right now, I'm a little bit, how would you say, tentative?
Yep.
So let's keep it tentative. What else we got out here? I like reading these.
So, hey, Adam, what happened? I mean, did you miss us?
Well, I knew it was tonight, and I'm just settling in, and I don't know why. Is it raining later, and you got to get out? I did John's favourite of not reading the text, which obviously ends up making you look daft. So yeah, I just assumed it was 8, not 7. So
that's the word I was searching for, Anthony. Trepidation. That's exactly the word. Yeah, I am. You got it.
Hold on, that's my word.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Oh God, people fighting over a word.
Can't own a word, Neil.
Is it a solid?
It's my word.
Doesn't need a container. It needs to be.
Yeah. Could you tell that, Anthony? I'm a little bit hesitant, tentative, and have some trepidation. Yes, I do. Are you making fun of that? Yeah, I'm still human, man. I have those, even though they don't come around that often.
Like you would know.
Yeah, like you'd know. That's right. All right, so what's going on? Let's get to it. Food. So what do I got today? Yesterday was lasagna. No ricotta cheese, right? My wife makes it special for me without any ricotta because me and ricotta, we're not a match.
What the hell is ricotta?
Ricotta cheese, man.
It's ricotta.
Oh, shut up.
You can't put ricotta cheese in lasagna. Ugh.
Lasagna? What the hell is that? Is that a solid?
I'm leaving. He's a butchering Italian food.
Yeah, it's lasagna.
Yeah, I figured that was coming.
I'm out of here.
And they use horse meat.
So it was pretty good. I had a spinach salad with it, with ranch dressing. It was absolutely perfect. What we're having today are fish tacos for dinner. How about that?
Yeah.
Did you say psh?
Well, I said yeah. Like ugh.
Ah, they're delicious. She makes a nice sauce with it. It's really good.
So when I say that I have pizza with tuna, that's odd, and then tacos with fish is like good.
Yes, that's a completely whole different game you're talking. You don't put fish besides anchovies. I don't like anchovies either. You don't put that on you don't put tuna on pizza, ma'am.
Oh come on, you
don't. You just don't.
Well, multiple people did.
Or pineapples.
You do put pineapples on there. Now listen, I had some trepidation with that. I'm going to use that word in a bunch of sentences today. I had some trepidation at first, right? When I first got to Hawaii, right? That's all they did was put, I was looking at pineapple. We went through this story a number of times, so I had to try it, and I was pleasantly surprised how good it was. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I love pineapple on pizza, but the Italians, certainly where my house is, they frown on it. And first time I asked, they looked at me like, what are you talking about? Second time, I went to the local shop and bought a tin of pineapple, and then asked them to put it on, which they kindly did. To me, it is the best. Ham, pineapple, and mushroom is
it is pretty good. It is good. Yep.
It's called a Hawaiian. They have it in every pizzeria now.
Yeah.
That's the girl pizza.
That's a girl's
happened in Italy.
pizza. What's a man's pizza? With it got motor oil on it?
Yeah, meat. Red meat and all.
STP.
And then if you put fruit on a pizza, it's a girly pizza.
I would call it an American pizza because it's more American because these are variations of pizza that happened in America. Because in Italy, there's very few variations. When I was there was very few variations.
Ah.
Most of it was just the very basics.
Yeah.
Pizza tonno. That's one of my favourites as well.
And what's that got on it?
Cipolla e tonno.
What?
Onions and
Yeah, tuna.
Oh, you dog. You got me.
Too funny.
Yeah, I knew we'd get it in there.
Well, if you say, for example, pizza polo, right? What do you think that is?
Chicken.
Chicken, yeah. Polo is chicken.
Polo, really?
That I
thought it
don't
was-
like.
Don't they?
I thought it was.
Hold on a second. Don't they conduct polo with horses?
No.
No.
Polo.
Yeah, I've seen Prince Charles playing
That's
polo, and he's not going on a chicken.
Polo.
That's polo, not polo.
Yeah, 2L, right? Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. You can't tell there's two L's in voice.
Polo or polo. It's kind of different, right?
Are we talking about
Well,
chickens or horses?
I'd play.
For reason doesn't
I'd
know.
play water polo, but the horses can't swim.
It's also water polo, not polo.
And
There's
Nicholas
no chickens in water playing a game.
Nicholas out there in Chatland said it's Poyo. Poyo.
Can we go back to sand being a liquid?
Yeah, right.
Yes, I think that makes more sense, doesn't it?
All right, so what's for dinner tonight? We'll go through the list. Let's go. Adam?
I've got prawn cocktail. Had some dirty burgers for lunch. I'm not too hungry, so nice prawn cocktail. So
Okay, what are dirty burgers?
Yeah. Did you put them in
That-
soil?
that big clown bloke. Don't wanna.
What?
Ronald McDonald. I've got ballers
Oh.
in. So I've been to I had a dirty
Are you
burger
going
today.
to there? You don't go to McDonald's, do you?
The odd time. I was really hungry, and there's one down the road. So sometimes when I'm starving, I cave in.
I
Not the same.
the McDonald's kind of type, Adam.
Yeah, you have a more refined palate.
Well, I boycotted McDonald's for 5 years. I
Really?
didn't go for 5 years, but yeah. I don't mind going the odd time. It's not something like I'll eat very often, but it is a. I tell you what, I do prefer. I prefer a Burger King if I'm going to do a dirty, but there isn't one nearby. So
Yeah, Burger King is, yeah, I'm not a McDonald's guy. If I go get a burger, it'll be Burger King or, what's the name of that place? Dairy Queen. See, when I was a kid, Dairy Queen had the best friggin' burgers. No joke.
Not no more.
Yeah, not anymore.
That's what I'd like to do, John. I'd love to go to them. I've never been, but like I've heard of Wendy's and places.
Yeah,
like,
I was just gonna say that.
Buy the burgers.
I was just gonna say that I'll get a Burger King, Wendy's, or Sonic. We have Sonics here. They're like a 50s. They have this 50s kind of vibe to it, but that's very rare.
Hey, did they come out to the car and roller skates by you in the Sonic?
No, but they do in various places in the
know.
States. Yeah.
Right? Did see when burgers? See, burgers were quite new. Burgers didn't exist when I was a kid, like really young. And
Really?
McDonald's, I must have been like 12 or 13 before the first McDonald's. The only burgers you ever had was an English chain called Wimpy, and it was very different because they came on a plate with a knife and fork. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So they were my favourite burgers, Wimpy burgers. They were lovely. But again, they were freshly made. Do you know what I mean? They weren't processed stuff. So,
Yes.
I'd like to go and like a Taco Bell. We've only just got a few of those as well. But when I go to America, I'd love to go on a dirty food binge.
What is now? Let's get back to this because you didn't answer it. What's the difference between just a burger and a dirty burger?
It's not like dirty fries. And what I meant was dirty sauce, as in not a. There's some nice local burger places which you can go, or you can have a burger on your own barbecue. There's no dirty about that. But I meant resorting to a franchised processed food.
Oh, that's not like in the cooking process. That's just something you use as sort of a colorful adjective.
Yeah. Like if you have dirty fries is like chips with like cheese and onion bits and stuff on it.
Oh, gotcha. I'm tracking. Yeah.
I meant dirty sauce, not as in dirty Providence.
Okay. Yeah. I think everyone's got it. Just have to explain yourself. All right. So you had prawns and a dirty burger. Betty.
Pizza.
Oh God. What you?
I gotta stop right now. I think that will be a tuna pizza, but it wasn't.
What did you have on the pizza?
Salami, mushrooms, of course, some cheese, some pesto, I think, tomatoes. So.
Is that commercial or did you make that yourself?
No, it's commercial.
Okay. Yep. That's not too bad. Go ahead, Neil.
You know, Chewy, you got to remember this too. McDonald's used to be great. The problem with them is they left the grill. And a lot of places they went back to the grill, and you can get a quarter pounder from the grill. You just ask for a fresh quarter pounder, and it's good again.
Yeah, I was never, even back then, I never ate their burgers. The funny thing is, the Burger King and McDonald's were right beside each other. So what we'd do is we'd go get the burger from Burger King and then go get the fries at McDonald's.
Well, because you like that flame broiled, the more like the barbecue style, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
But now they got Shake Shack, and that dominates everywhere.
But there was
really good.
Yeah, but there was no doubt back in the day, like in the 70s, it wasn't even a question that McDonald's had the best fries. Period. Yeah, they just did. There wasn't no one close. What?
Correct. But tonight we're having what are we having? What kind of steak? Ribeye steak
Ooh.
and roasted potatoes. So it's going to be a good one tonight.
Yeah, that's a good one right there, man. Yeah. All right. Matt Will East.
I did not really like the French fries. They're too thin. I like the thicker ones.
I said the French fries back in the 70s, way long time ago, love. Back in the 70s. They don't make them that way anymore.
No, because you can now keep them forever.
Yes.
And they don't change size or shape or taste.
Exactly. I don't eat their crap anymore. Matt Will East, what's for dinner, man?
Not sure. I'll get home around 6:30, 7 o'clock. And my wife, she usually makes something off this Trim Healthy Mama diet. I recommend it, dude. It's really good eating.
Okay.
If not, it'll be tacos, you know. Hey, we'll do something quick.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with tacos, man. Like I said, we're having fish tacos tonight, so I kind of like them.
Could you expound on that a bit? I'm still not in my head grasping a fish taco.
A fish taco. We use soft tacos for fish tacos, so it's baked cod. My wife will bake it for a little while and then chop it up, and it's got crispies with it. And you throw that in there, and now you could do a whole bunch of stuff. You could throw the kitchen sink in with it, but she has a special fish sauce that she puts on it that's really tasty. And lettuce, cheese, things like that. So it's left to your imagination. You could do multiple things with a taco.
The only thing I don't like with tacos is it's too much work. Well, not for me. My wife makes it all for me. But like, there's a bunch of bowls with all different things in it, and it's just too much work.
I got you. I'm tracking with you. All right.
It's so much work. My wife makes them for me. But it's so much work.
Let's see if we
all day, aren't you, Neil, making things. Last thing you want to do is have to come in and make your tea.
let's see if we lost let's see if we lost half the audience. Nope, they're sticking with the food thing. Thanks, guys. Yeah, well, it's almost over. It's not that painful. Fresh grown flowers. Are you eating fresh grown flowers for dinner?
I've had fresh flowers in a salad. It's like
I've
all
unmuted
right,
you.
isn't it? But I wouldn't. You know, when you go to a nice fine dining restaurant, you'll get like petals and stuff in your salad. It looks lovely. It doesn't. I'm not a big fan. It's all about the dressing for me.
Guess what I just...
there's a person.
Yeah, it's fresh grown flowers. Yes, that was...
I thought that was it. Do you have that in your salad?
So, fresh grown flowers. Radio check. Radio check. Okay, that's okay. You're shy. I got it. Dawn, haven't seen you in a coon's age. What's for dinner?
Wow, whatever is there, I guess. I'm not too picky.
Who's making it, you or your significant other?
My wife would probably make it.
So you're not... So you don't know what you're having for dinner? I know in the morning what I'm having for dinner.
No, I'm not too picky. I'm not a big food guy.
I didn't say you're
So
picky or you're not. I just want to know what you're having.
I don't know.
That's the answer. Thanks. Brian's logic, let me guess. Potatoes.
No, I very rarely have potatoes these days. Actually, I miss them a lot. No, I'm having a sun-dried tomato and buffalo mozzarella pizza. That's what I'm having.
Nice.
Yeah, I mainly just eat pasta and pizza. That's all I eat. Pasta and pizza.
Pasta and pizza. That's cool.
That's all I eat. Yeah. Just, you know, you're talking about burgers and stuff like that. It's something I didn't see. Now, maybe I only saw California and mainly just Los Angeles and San Francisco. But there was you didn't seem to have what we call here chippers. Now, if I wanted to get you a good burger here, I wouldn't go to McDonald's or Burger King because the chippers are like small family-owned businesses, and they make burgers there and chips or fries, which you call them, and other things. But there's way better burgers from places like that because they buy particular types of beef, and it's like the buns would be different. Like I could bring it to a place near the ocean, and they have these buns, and they have this flour stuff on the buns. They're really unique buns, and to be the nicest burger you ever have. Much nicer I can get from Burger King or any other place.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, Brian. However, you know, if I bring up Granny Wilkerson's burgers from down here on Elm Street, no one's going to know who that is.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in America, everything is so massive. Like, everything is like, there's no small places. Everything is big.
You're right, Brian.
Brian, listen, Shake Shack has that. That's what makes them unique. They have very different types of beef, the best part of the cow, and they make their burger and everything is fresh. That's why they don't have franchises all over, because they don't want it to fall. It's very hot right now. Shake Shack, and that's what you get, the special bun, the special meat. It melts in your mouth.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, Numpty Noah. That's pretty funny, by the way. What's for dinner?
Right now it's the morning, so I'm not sure what's for dinner tonight, but last night it was hamburger helper.
Hamburger helper. I'll tell you what, dude. I had some wicked reflux from hamburger helper.
Yeah, I try to like half salad, half hamburger helper it most of the time.
Yeah, they're not all that bad. The hamburger, Adam, just give me a chance. I'll let you
What is
go.
that?
I'll,
Expound.
listen, the hamburger helper isn't that bad. It just I get something in hamburger helper, whatever it may be. I get indigestion by it. I just stay away from it. Go ahead, Adam.
What is a hamburger helper? Is somebody choose it for you, or
It's like
Sloppy
it's
Joe.
pasta. It's pasta and spices basically, and then you mix in beef with that, and it makes the beef easier to eat basically.
I've never needed help eating a hamburger. I'm lost.
There's
Did you
different.
ever have a slop? Did you ever have a sloppy Joe?
Unbelievable.
After a curry.
They're different. How can we say they're different combinations? It's a dry mix, different combinations of pasta and different seasonings. There's multiple ones. Each one of them I get indigestion with. It almost makes
all kinds of different flavors.
it almost makes like a casserole.
Is this for gluttony?
Gluttony.
Well, it's like I buy a little slab of beef, I put it in the hamburger helper, and I have like 4 meals out of it basically.
Yep.
So it's to reduce your consumption of red meat.
No, it's kind of like a lazy man's pasta. Instead of making red sauce and meatballs and then the pasta separately, you kind of just all throw it in together and it's done.
Yeah.
It's a lazy man's pasta.
It's a lazy
I got
man's
you.
pasta, Adam. It's like a casserole type of dish.
It's like
It's
if
sacrilege.
basically think of it like American pasta, I guess.
Like I said, sacrilege.
Sacrilege. Yes. Okay. So we finished that up. I just want to round everything out. Guess what's coming to me right about now? Within the next minute.
I hope you're not getting what Orwin's about to eat. I've scrolled back and say, check this, right? If you fancy this, I'm having beef sausages, garlic porcine oregano sauce, and a boiled artichoke. Orwin, that sounds gross.
I was just gonna say that.
No, this isn't that gross. It's banana nut bread with butter melted on it.
Love it.
And my wife just showed up. It's to die for, man. It's so good. I need a spoon. Yeah, I
Louis,
don't
you
do
really
a
like
fork.
that? My wife makes them homemade. She makes them in a loaf-like pan. Makes homemade banana nut bread with butter and sometimes some chocolate chips in there.
Yeah, of
Not
course.
many.
No chocolate in this. This is homemade banana nut bread, and it's absolutely to die for. That's what's going down in the next couple minutes. I got it right here. I'm waiting on my spoon. I just might start digging into it with my fingers. That's how good it is. All right, we can wrap that up. Somebody's going to have to take over the conversation, though, because I'm not going to be able to talk and chew the banana nut bread.
Now wait, when she makes that, does she wait for the bananas to get rotten? Like almost all gone, then she makes the banana nut bread?
Yes. Exactly. She takes the leftover bananas that get brown, and then, yeah, that's the ticket.
She's on it, boy.
Yeah, she's all over it. Thank you. Hey, Betty, you take the con.
No way. Not because you can eat a banana.
Oh, wow. Hot.
Or nutty banana.
You're making me hungry now. Honey, go make some banana nut bread.
You're living in a banana republic.
All right, let's get serious.
Let's get serious.
Your camera is on, Neil.
Not while I'm eating, Neil, all right?
Well, I'm looking at some floor. And some small feet.
I don't know if he realizes.
Let's go, Betty. You got the con. I can't have dead air until I finish this banana nut bread, and I'll take over.
So how is it so that you are running a show live, right? And then in the middle of that show you need to eat. I mean, isn't that sort of like a no-no?
I need a snack because I have a mission after the show.
After the show. Oh, right. So we are like this sort of sideshow for you, huh? The real show happens after the show.
It's not a show after the show. This is the show.
Oh, it's a show off after the show.
It's not a show off. There's nobody there but
yes,
me.
you're showing off after the show.
There's nobody there but me. Who am I going to show off to? The chipmunks?
You need to hit the target, don't you?
The target, it's not sentient.
Not yet it is. That's the next thing, right?
A sentient target? No, I don't kill Bambis. I told you that.
Oh yeah, well, you kill ball tarts all the time.
Well, there's an exception, trans panda rats.
How do they look? What do they look like, those trans panda rats?
Little hunchback rats.
That's wicked.
Did you ever see that deer whisperer guy? He has a bunch of shorts, and I think he's from Texas, and I'm telling you, there's got to be hundreds of deer. They come into his house, buck come into his house, and he feeds them over his shoulder. It's amazing.
Really?
Yo, that actually happens here in Hawaii. One of the islands, Kauai, they introduced deer, and the population basically had no competition, and so it grew to such a massive scale that the government over there will actually pay you to go and hunt deer and shit because there's so many of them.
Okay, so and then they're living in your house, basically.
Brian, you seen the guy, right?
Yeah. There was a deer coming to his door, and he was sitting just inside his doorway, and he was feeding the deer and petting it and stuff. I think definitely feeding it.
He says, "Hey, bud." He says, "Hey, bud," and all of a sudden the buck comes walking in his house.
Yeah, bucks don't do that normally.
Are you saying does do?
No, I just like, I mean, well, it's not. It's like any animal. You can make friends with any animal. I mean, it's just, but most of the time, wild animals just kind of like they do their own thing, and they don't want you. They don't trust you. You're not kind of way. Everything is a threat. So to get the trust of a wild animal, you're doing well. Even a spoiler, but you can. I mean, I often was friends with spoilers and flies. Friends with all of them.
You're friends with flies?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I used to watch my father going around the house at 4 o'clock in the morning in the summertime, trying to kill the flies because they kept landing on him when he was asleep. But I didn't kill any flies. I was friends with him, and they never landed on me.
Oh my God! You see, this is gold. See, you would never known this. That's why I love this show. You don't know what you're gonna get. That's twisted, man.
So he's Lord of the Flies. He's Lord of the Flies.
No, I'm friends with everything. I'm friends with every creature I can find. Any creature I'll try to be friends with.
Really? What about a Lone Star tick?
I haven't run into too many ticks. I haven't run into too many ticks. Things that want to take blood from you or want to bite you, like a mosquito or that, you're going to have a difficult time. You can't really make friends with them because, they have only one interest and one mission, and that's it. But anything that doesn't need to take something for you or bite you to take something out of you, you can become friends with them.
I'll tell you what's the coolest thing. They brought in a bunch of wasp or some sort of bee to hunt the cicada bugs, and I witnessed it like I was in Wild Kingdom. These two hit the cicada and dragged him in a hole in the ground. It was an amazing sight. I wish I had a camera to videotape it. And these bees are huge.
Next thing coming for you.
The big Japanese hornets or whatever they are, they started killing off the bee population somewhere. I'm not sure where it was, but it was somewhere warm. And they introduced these hornets, so these hornets turned up. They started killing off the bee population, and they were turning up, just killing all the bees at the hives and whatever, just taking over kind of thing. So what the bees started doing is they knew that what was happening. They figured what was happening is the hornets were sending obviously a scout. So they'd send a scout, and what the bees would do was all the bees would kill the scout. So the scout would never return back to give any information to the rest of them. So it started messing up their plans because the scouts never came back. So they didn't know what was happening. So I don't know if it stopped it, but it definitely limited the amount of bees were being killed by the hornets.
I saw a video on that. They lured him in, and what happened was they did something that would generate heat, and they killed it, and he never made it back out. You're right.
That's right. They boiled him to death. They boiled him.
Boiled his ass.
Yeah.
Recently, sorry, Brian, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go on.
I was just recently, my dad had some oak trees that were needed to be cut down. They were dead, and we cut them down, and there was a squirrel's nest in the top, and these 2 baby squirrels fell out of the nest. And I took them home, and my daughter, she loves animals. She was bottle feeding them for about 5 weeks, and I built them a little house. We hung the little squirrel house in the tree in the backyard, and we just let them go. I'm sure Neil, you would have loved it, dude. You'd have loved these squirrels.
You can't keep them in the house. Get wild, right?
Yeah, we kept them till they were, and they're just in the backyard now. They still come up to the back door. Well, the male still runs up to the back door, and it's like he's waiting for us to feed him, you know.
Yeah, lazy males. Right?
Yeah, here we go.
They want to be fed, right?
They want to be fed.
Yeah, give them your order, and then give them the order.
That's right. That's correct. That's correct.
And then you get your banana nut case.
No, it's not a banana nut case. It's banana nut bread.
Well, you're the banana nut case then.
God, yeah, that was.
Shut up, Neil.
Like I would know.
You fell right in that trap, bro.
I didn't fall in a trap. You brought it up. How can I fall in a trap?
It's all shut. You are trapped now.
All right,
Intrepid.
You're entrapped. Okay, so let's get to another discussion. I brought it up earlier. All right, so I'm at the bow shop a couple weeks ago, and they start talking about these ticks, right? And they said, yeah, there's this tick, because I haven't been keeping up on the wilderness affairs. Spent too much time there as a young child in the military, but I digress. They start talking about people getting bit by these ticks, and what happens is they develop an allergy to red meat. And I was like, that's some bullshit, man. And they said, no, it's really true. It's really true. And I said, well, what is it? What is the tick? They didn't know what the tick was, the name of the tick, but they kept on saying alpha-gal. And I said, okay, this is a friggin' carbohydrate. I know that off the bat. I said, and just sitting there, having never researched it or anything, I said, what the hell is the damn carbohydrate from a tick? How is that going to make you allergic to friggin' meat? Doesn't make any sense, right? So I told him, I said, I'm going to go home and research it. So I did, and they're right. There's this disease that's carried by the Lone Star tick. Guess what you're looking at right now? Let me see if I can't blow this up. Yeah. You see that thing? I'm down in my archery target. I'm taking my arrows out the target, and I have sandbags as the base for my target so the wind doesn't blow it over. And I look down, and this little guy's standing right there. How ironic is that? That, ladies and gentlemen, is a Lone Star tick.
Was it on you?
No, it was on a sandbag.
Keep that sucker far from me. God forbid I can't eat beef.
I sent him back to Texas in a damn body bag.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Too funny, man. Yeah, so the irony here is that a lot of hunters I've been hearing little stories, right? I'm on a couple archery forums, and there's a lot of hunters in there, and a few people have gotten bit, and they've been running. What happens is it's an allergic reaction. It's a delayed allergic reaction to red meats. That's all the red meats, right? And I said, damn, I can remember, saying to myself, well, that's kind of ironic because they're turning those hunters into vegans.
Yeah.
It's not funny. It's not a joke. I'm just saying there's a lot of irony here. It's so thick, you can cut it with a damn spoon. Yeah, so there it is. There's your education for today.
I think it's a psyop. I mean, the CIA is behind this.
The CIA is behind the Lone Star tick.
Yeah. Or Bill Gates. Either one.
Yep. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So there is at least a little education out there today, but this little crayon muncher is called the Lone Star tick, and it's all over the southeastern United States, through Missouri, parts of Kansas. It hasn't reached the West yet. So you guys out there in Cali and stuff, you don't have to be concerned with it right now, but it's coming to a woodline near you.
Well, the thing is with that whole allergic reaction and stuff, I know that there was a guy on YouTube somewhere in a conference, like a high up conference, like sort of a TED talk, but then for the scientists or higher up people. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy was telling about that we shouldn't be eating meat and whatever, and there was a problem because people liked it too much, and he was sort of like contemplating on changing people's DNA to not be able to process that meat anymore. Right?
Yeah.
So he was already on that. He said, "Well, I do like to meat too," he said, "but what if I wasn't able to eat meat?" Right?
Yeah.
And then I hear you talk about that tick, and I think, oh yeah, one on one together. We all know about Bill Gates and his mosquitoes in Florida, right? It's for me, there's something going on.
There's something to it. Yeah, I'm tracking with you. Nothing that you could put your finger on.
Did you not heard about such a tick, right? And them carrying something because they might not all carry
right.
that sort of thing that crosses over to humans, right? But
right.
How easy is it to make something? I mean, he did that with mosquitoes. Maybe they've already done that. I mean, I think that I also heard about Lyme disease also being something that they put out there, right?
Yeah. So it got me thinking. Now you can protect, because I'm gonna be headed out to the woodline. I can't believe how much time in my life I spent in the woodline, especially when I was a kid, and then I just exponentially gradiated that thing up in the military, right? Just out in the wood, just constantly. And I got all kind. We ain't gonna get into all kind of what happened out there, but I was never really concerned with ticks. But now it seems it's the flavor of the decade, man. It's tick crazy out there. I mean, they're friggin' everywhere. So I'm gonna have my new adventure is gonna take me out to the woodline again. So I'm gonna have to protect myself. And I don't like the chemical sprays. I just don't. I don't like them. They work, but I don't like spraying that stuff on my clothes or on me. It's just there's something about it that just drives me nuts. So they do make what they call. I was talking about this last night somewhere too. They make this. Here, I'll put it up. So it's called rhino skin. Yeah, this is a real thing. It protects against everything, man. Mosquitoes, ticks, chiggers, black flies, sand fleas, gnats, and everything. You wear it under your clothes. It's very thin, but it protects, right? little bit expensive, but I think well worth it. They even got socks and stuff, pants. They can't get in.
Hats.
Yeah, they got pants, shirts, socks, hoodies. Yeah.
You're gonna be hot.
They're saying that this is really breathable. So, yeah, I got you. That's the first thing I thought of, but I'd take a little heat.
It's kind of tight.
Yeah, they're going to be tight. But
Mouth masks. Wow.
No. I'm just thinking socks and pants. These two. I'm not that crazy. They got masks.
Suddenly I'm itchy everywhere.
That's worth it because I'm going to tell you a story. I was playing ball with my kids. The ball goes in like this high grass. So I stepped down on it just to get the ball. I stepped on the weeds. And that's it. I went about my day. At night, I go to take a shower. And I thought it was like a little red, like, pimple on my leg. So I go to pop it and it's not coming off. So I dug my nail and I pulled it out. It was a freaking tick. He made his way the whole day and night up to my freaking thigh and bit me, the son of a bitch.
You got to be careful taking.
Where is that stuff?
Listen, you got to be careful taking those ticks out, man. Because if you bust their head, if you bust it right, then it
was a tick.
Then it regurgitates the disease carrying stuff, their saliva, into you. That you got to be real careful with that, man.
I got lucky because when I realized, I was like, what the freak? And I yanked it and I got the whole thing. It was like a creature. All his arms and legs are moving in slow motion. I was like, it's a freaking tick. Yeah, but my whole leg, I got the bullseye mark and everything. So who knows? I probably have Lyme disease.
Yeah.
I don't even know it.
Yep. Be careful out there with that. If you got a little bullseye, you better go get that checked, son.
And then my wife found one on the bed.
Yeah, that's bad, dude.
How the freak did he? Oh, come on.
You carried him in.
Did I carry in?
You're the carrier, dude. A dumb animal brought him in.
I do have a pug dog. So I'm thinking it got on my pug dog and made its way up into the bedroom and took a nice little nap on a pillow. Thank God the sheets are white.
Yeah. So that's the education for today. We're not going into... Yeah. Just be careful out there, guys. You're going out. Well, I can't say anything for Europe. I don't know what they have over there.
Ticks. Not that Lone Star tick.
They definitely don't have the Lone Star tick. They got ticks over there? I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
But we don't have Texas, so we don't have the Lone Stars.
Yeah, you don't.
They got a tick. They got a tick called communism over there.
It's got a firm grip on us. Suck us dry.
Many years ago, after I was living in Australia, I had to come home from Australia. And I left Australia. I was there illegal. So when I left Australia, it was like all of a sudden I had to leave. And I had no money. But it didn't matter because on the ticket, the plane ticket, I was allowed one stop. So I said, right, I'm going to stop in Thailand for I don't know what it was, a week maybe, 5 days or something. But I'm feeding back there on someone has it. I was probably the poorest tourist type person to ever land in Thailand, because Thailand things are very, very cheap. But I literally had nothing. So when I turned up there, so I was lucky. I met a girl there, and she was very friendly. She helped me out with a lot of different things. And a friend of hers worked in a place that got me basically for free a trip down to this island called Koh Samui from Bangkok. And because I wanted to see some of Thailand, I didn't want to be hanging around Bangkok. But I ended up at this beach, and I was never stayed anywhere like that before. Like even in Australia, I didn't stay in anywhere like this. And it was just this little hut. That's what I had. And there was like you get a bed in the hut, and there was like a mosquito net goes over the bed, right? It's like, it all looks great. It's like, right, this looks really great, but it was extremely hot. And I ended up finding out the mosquito net didn't work, and the mosquitoes were about the size of houseflies. They were huge. Never seen anything this big since. And I ended up at about 2 in the morning sitting at the end of the bed with 16 mosquitoes on me, because like, I was literally tired from killing them, and sitting there hearing a lot of people having a great time down on the beach, and I'm sitting there at the end of the bed getting ate alive, sweating. A lot of huge mosquitoes. So that's my story.
What was wrong? If they're that big, something didn't make sense there, Brian. I caught on to the contradiction. If you had a net and the mosquitoes are really big, then how'd they get their big ass through the net?
They went up underneath it.
Well, you
It
got
wasn't long enough.
You got to. Oh, it wasn't long enough. You had them big old potato feet sticking out.
Yeah, it just didn't work. I mean, it had some holes here and there, but it was just like they just know, like mosquito nets don't stop. These were like, they were big and they were smart, and there was no net stopping these, and they were getting to you whether you wanted it or not.
Too funny.
Because you know what mosquitoes did when I was in Australia? Mosquitoes always did what it was the first time I ever really encountered mosquitoes, because never in anywhere hot before. It's, you know, when you're really tired and you just, that moment of where your body goes to sleep just before your brain, that's when you hear the mosquito. You're just about to go to sleep, and you hear, and your body's gone to sleep, and you're after you're gone to the point where you're not going to wake up unless there's an emergency, and you hear, right? And you know it's happening, and there's nothing you're going to do about it.
You should be institutionalized, man.
Well, a net couldn't even keep him, so.
Another crazy thing, back on the mosquito thing. This is very interesting. I love this conversation. So I was used to the big Northeast, not the big, they're not that big up there, but the Northeast United States mosquitoes, they just lumber around real slow, right? You could just whack the shit out of them, no problem. So I take my dumb ass, I'm in Hawaii, right? And they got what they call tiger mosquitoes there. And they got spots on them. They're faster than your average housefly. I couldn't believe it, man. I'm out there in the woodline and the mosquito landing on me, and I'll go to whack it just, nonchalantly like I usually do up in the Northeast. No. He was gone. I think he was gone, my hand like 3 feet away from him. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you get these fast mosquitoes now. I remember in the wintertime last winter, until November, December, I got these stupid big ass like mosquitoes in my house, and they stung and they were fast. I couldn't catch them, right? And we have these sort of slow mosquitoes usually, but this was a bigger sort and fast.
Yeah?
And when they stung, that really itches, and when you scratch, it was like really bumpy, and it was a different kind of mosquito. It was not a good one.
Yeah, you should have shot him. You get the pistolchi out.
The thing is that there was a sort of a thing in the media that they wanted you to send these. If you got these mosquitoes, you could have sent them to a institution, or what institution? You could send them
Like
somewhere,
and crowd Brian out.
and they would sort of science it. Right?
They would science it.
That's what I saw.
That's friggin' hilarious, man.
Yeah, well, apparently it might be a new species or something that is like coming from a different country higher up. They call it this. I think they call it the tiger mosquito.
That's the Hawaiian mosquito.
Well, those have spots too, right?
Yeah, they're smaller. They're not really big. They're smaller type.
Well, here they're bigger, and they call it the tiger because it has kinds of white and dark.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. And usually in November, you don't have these mosquitoes anymore.
Oh, no more. Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Somebody says CIA mosquitoes. Well, Bill Gates has mosquitoes, so yeah.
All right. Well, listen, we're going to wrap it on up. The computer has held up really well. Let me throw my meat hook down there. She's running really cool. Got a fan blowing on her. So it looks like my prop. Now, I didn't put her to the test, right? I didn't go crazy. We might try to do that next Tuesday. I might, just start
Go
at.
crazy?
Say again?
Then we go crazy then?
Not crazy, but I might just, incrementally add some load. I wasn't done yet.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know you know. So I'll.
No, that's not it.
So I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna incrementally add some load to her next Tuesday, but we're gonna wrap it up for today. It was some good conversations. I like those. I really love this show. I really do. Let's
It
see.
has nothing to do with flat Earth whatsoever.
Well, it's kind of the globetard spinning space monkey religion kind of dead.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Unless somebody can show. Yeah, I get rumpus again. Unless somebody could show curved elevation angle, curved baseline to get an elevation angle, it's a wrap. So I don't know what to tell you out there, baltards. You might want to start evaluating where those Lone Star ticks are, because that's about the only interesting thing you got now. All right, let's wrap her up. Final.
So next time we get to be banana nuts.
The next time, maybe just bananas. Let's go. Final thoughts. You don't have to comment on what we talked today. Just final thoughts out there. Channel shout outs, whatever you got. Right from the top. Betty, you got the con.
All right, Ryan's Logic. You're the first up the list.
Okay, thanks for having me on the show. I really enjoyed it. Sorry for being late again. I have a channel on YouTube, Brian's Logic. It's all flat out, obviously. And if you want to subscribe there, do. Thank you.
And if you don't, you don't. Just don't.
Yeah, and if you don't.
It's
Exactly.
classic. It's classic, man. I love that.
All right, Fleric in orbit.
Hey, I joined late, so I missed the entirety of the show. I will watch it later. Thanks, just go on.
Don't worry. Don't worry about it. You didn't miss anything flat Earth related all that much.
Yeah, we're just taking out the computer. Just get started again.
This
Be
was,
acquainted.
yeah, like Betty said, this was just more of not a dry run, but almost dry.
Well,
just
dry as soil.
just to make sure that everything's working. It seems like it is. So you didn't miss much. There'll be much more meat on the bone for the Lone Star Tick next Tuesday.
Unless you vomit.
Unless I vomit. I'm not vomiting.
In general.
Oh, in general, vomit.
Yeah, because the Lone Star Tick has attacked.
Lone Tar Tick.
Lone Star Tick. Oh, it should be called that, right?
He's a nasty little bugger, isn't he?
Yeah, I wouldn't like to encounter that guy.
Yeah, me neither. All right.
Okay, we got fresh grown flowers. Let's see if we can talk right now.
Hey, sorry I missed out earlier. I'm gonna be eating some lamb with some rosemary for dinner, and I don't have any channels to plug. I'm just like hanging out and listening to all this stuff.
Are those lamb chops?
Not lamb chops, man. Chunks of lamb, like lamb roast soaked with rosemary. It's delicious.
Look at you.
From Walmart. It's in
From
Walmart.
Well, at least you don't have to chew and gnaw at the bone. Huh?
But yeah, that's all, man.
Oh, no, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, those lamb chops are delicious, man. Jeez. They just don't have a whole lot of meat on them. We got to figure out how to put some more meat on them and keep the Lone Star tick at bay.
Yep. Or in Texas. Okay, so we got Matt Will East next up the list.
Just thanks for having me, guys. Y'all are the best. That's right. Keep it up. I know you will.
All right. Okay. And Neil, final thoughts? Ideas?
Hello, you got me?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, yes. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. We get back to reality because if you haven't been listening, we need to get back to the scientific method.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep, we're going to
See
do
you
it.
then.
Thanks.
Nice plug, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. And then we got Adam. Did you say psh?
I was trying to think of something poignant, but I have nothing really. It's good to know Ballbusters will be back. I heard something about spectrochocoloscopy, which will be nice for mentioning that. That seems to be their thing of the week at the moment. That's
What? The spectrochocoloscopy? Really?
yeah, not on flat Earth or anti-flat Earth channels, but some of the alternative topic channels where flat Earth comes up, and we're seeing a lot of the Professor Daves and the likes bringing these things up. So it'll be nice to see that coming back up.
Professor Dave. Professor Dave wouldn't know what spectrochocoloscopy was if it climbed up his arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in concertina wire.
That's exactly what is being demonstrated by them. They're not able to differentiate between celestial and
Concertina
standard
wire.
terrestrial.
Betty likes that concertina wire.
Yeah, it sort of gives me visions.
Yes, it does. That's why I said it.
Well, when are we back, though? I'm not clear.
Oh, you missed that part, Adam, because you were late. It's not. It's not this Saturday coming up because I got so much. My daughter's coming back from Europe, and I got a crappie tournament and then a cook-off afterwards on Saturday, so it's not going to work.
Crab tournament?
Crappie.
Oh.
One of the best tasting fish you'll ever have, I'm telling you. Yeah. They're delicious.
All right.
All right. So thanks, Adam. Thanks,
So
Betty.
it will be next week, not this weekend, but the weekend after.
I think, what was it? I put it down. It was like May 21st or something like that. I don't know. I got a calendar.
Oh. See, I'm not going to be there.
What do you mean you're not going to be there?
That's just annoying all this time. That's my boy's birthday weekend.
Oh, brother.
I know.
All right.
Well, you only have to be there for 3 hours, so it could be good.
We're going to do the science presentation again, like we talked about the other day. Nathan wants to bring that back up again. It seems people haven't got it over the past 7 years, so I'm going to do it again. Yep, we'll be good to go, man. It'll be a lot of fun, and we'll do more of the gravity and the spectrochocoloscopy on these live shows. I'll have to figure out a way to divvy those up, but we'll figure something out. Me and Betty will come up with something.
Huh?
Or Betty and I will come up with something. Yeah, huh? Yeah.
All
right, final thoughts, Betty.
Final thoughts? Well, a good beginning. So the computer didn't crash.
Not yet.
You did leave us in the dark, sort of. So that's good. Well, next time we'll talk shop, right?
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks, Betty. All right, guys. Appreciate it. I know, like I said, it was a little time till we had to get back, test out the computer, get all the parts in. Seems like everything's going good. I can remember one time not that long ago that it snipped out on me right about now. So that's why I have a little trepidation still, but we're gonna ramp things up a little bit the next time and see how she goes. But everything's looking good now. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Keep your eyes and ears out. Like I said, not this Saturday, but the Saturday after that, we're going to dive headlong into science again. And as I just mentioned, we're going to get into gravity and spectrochocoloscopy during these live shows. So stay tuned, hang in there, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Out.
There is no triangulation in celestial navigation. So it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation. So it is actually triangulation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation to the GP. So you can draw it on your chart, draw a line there, and then you do it for all three, and you get your intersection. So it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation.
Are you serious? Are you?
The double-speaking McBooger-eating, ball-tard bum-sniffer wouldn't know what the sextant or celestial navigation were if they climbed up his arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in concertina wire.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
What the hell did you just say?
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
Say what?
Yes, a gas giant bounces radar.
How in the world can a
gas giant
be
solid enough? So yeah, I don't know.
You dumbass cracker.
You are so dumb. Damn.